welcome back to FantasyCast, the official podcast on this YouTube channel, talking about all things fantasy football. I am your host again, Darren's, and I've got two people alongside me this week again. Is Amir and Shami.
Hello.
How did your FPL weeks go this week, last week, game week 4? I suppose one was, could have been better, could have been worse. The other one was an absolute total disaster, and mine's somewhere in between. What do you think?
So which one is mine?
I think it's the latter more than the earlier. Oh well.
Terrible.
Did you guys watch any football games this week?
I didn't watch any games last night actually. I was asleep. But I watched tonight. Champions League.
Yeah, me too. Hopefully. But PSG is playing, right? So.
Wait, Shami, who do you support?
Huh?
Who do you
Arsenal.
support?
Arsenal.
Oh, then why are you watching Champions League?
It's fine. I'm just supporting Messi in a way. It's part of life. I can't do anything about it. So.
Yeah.
Oh well, you guys should have given roast to me by now. What was it? Why are you watching the Premier League if you're a Bolton supporter? Don't worry. When I graduate in the UK, hopefully I'll be I'll be having a Premier League season ticket. Hopefully. Well, enough of the BS. Let's move on to the first section of this podcast, looking at how we did in game week 4. So game week 4, we'll go in order from worst to best. Amir in his Man City shirt. Sorry for the the speak po. Had his team winning against Leicester over the weekend, but in terms of his fantasy, an absolute total disaster.
It is. But due to some circumstances which is beyond my control.
Amir's taking a time off to go on holiday
because I was away. That is true, but I'll still talk about my team, I guess, which shambolic to say the least. I guess the only player who did well was Salah and Cresswell. Salah is reliable for FPL as usual. But other than that, all blanks. And Duffy got me points also for a clean sheet. And my captain got me -2 points. Mikel Antonio with the red card.
And Trent Alexander-Arnold, for some reason, is on the third bench.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain that, to be honest.
I think Amir was having a few shots of alcohol. Not literal, but virtual shots.
Yeah.
While speaking his team, Shami on the other hand did had what? Double the points of Amir's team this week. Whoa. Not even double, more. 33 and 70.
Solid.
Kind of a bit embarrassing, isn't it?
Ronaldo, talk to me about that.
Surprise! I would say one of the surprise thing that have happened actually, but actually Mikel Antonio was way more surprising. But I was actually unsure to pick Ronaldo as captain. It was actually undecided, but it was random. But luckily he scored the points. It was surprised he scored 2 goals in his debut, and which is really beneficial for all the FPL managers who pick him as captains. But for those who pick like Mikel Antonio as a captain are very unlucky. I wonder who that is. But yeah. Surprise, man. Just I'm glad Ronaldo scored 2 goals. He could have scored an assist. I don't know, but he scored a hat trick at least. But 2 goals are I'm already happy with it. So
We are three keen owners of Antonio, but which I'm going to talk about later. But with Ben Rama, what do you think? With 2 consecutive blanks now and looking a total shadow of himself, us three are owners of Saeed Ben Rama, who had a flying start to the season, but kind of plateaued in the worst way possible in fantasy. What do you think we should do about him?
I think Benoit is a hit or miss like at the moment because his his form at the beginning was incredible, but the moment I brought him in, 2 blanks. So I don't know what to do about that drama. Who was Sam playing next?
Manchester United.
yeah.
At home.
Oh, nah. Probably another blank for him as well. To be honest, he isn't really performing too well. Like we expected in the early weeks, where we thought he could be the replacement of Jesse Lingard, but he doesn't just meet the expectation at the moment. He's still, but I think he'll show his potential sooner or later. But at the moment, just as a fan manager, I think probably at the moment we should be really patient with him. So just he'll get there. Just he'll show his potential one day. He'll be back soon. I reckon.
And also, Man United about to reach a tough patch of fixtures with Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw with an attacking return against Newcastle over at the weekend. Do you guys think Luke Shaw is a must get rid of coming out soon?
I don't think so. Actually, I think Luke Shaw can still be kept at the moment. I feel like he hasn't really shown any significant decrease of any way. So I feel like he's still one of the key players for Manchester United, and he could show any attacking threat in the next few weeks. And selling him actually probably won't be a good idea. But if we have a better alternative, wouldn't be a problem. But at the moment, I feel like for me personally, I feel like we should keep him for another 2 more weeks and see how things goes.
I mean, you're not a Shaw owner, but what will you do if you have him?
I'd probably if I had Shaw, I'd probably I don't know, probably sell him for other defenders, I suppose, who are doing better, who has more attacking threats, such as João Cancelo. Because if we see Cancelo play for Man City, he doesn't just play in one position in fullback. He's like everywhere around the pitch, and he also has a good shooting for a defender. So I think Cancelo is a good alternative, even though he's more expensive.
Yeah, it's important to know that while Luke Shaw is 5.5, João Cancelo is 6.0 in the FPL market of pricing this week. Oh well, we shall move on towards the next round of fixtures, game week 5, the game week coming up this week. Let's talk about what fixtures we'll be aiming to target coming this week. So game week 5 coming up. The game weeks are now speeding through. We're going through at a very vast notch of pace, and it will soon get faster, Fantasy Premier League, quicker than you realise. But enough of the jibber jabber. We start off this week with a Friday night kickoff. Man, we haven't had that in a long time. Is it a 6, 7 or 8 p.m. UK kickoff? Monday, 3 a.m. on the Saturday morning in Malaysia is Newcastle taking on Leeds at St James's. And then we move on to the early Saturday kickoff, 12:30 kickoff in the UK at the Molineux. Wolverhampton Wanderers against Brentford, and then the 3 p.m. kickoffs this week, a lot less than the ones that we had in game week 4. Starting off at Turf Moor, Burnley against Arsenal, Liverpool at Crystal Palace, Southampton away at the Etihad against Manchester City, Norwich against Watford at Carroll Road. Well, Norwich aiming to pick up a few points after their barren run of form of late. And then the late night kickoff, Aston Villa against Everton. That will be a cracker of a game, coming up with two teams, looking around with injuries. And then we move on to Sunday. That is the 2 p.m. kickoff at the Amex, Brighton against Leicester. At the same time, London Stadium hosts West Ham and Manchester United before we end off in a London derby, like we had, like last week we had Crystal Palace against Tottenham. This time Tottenham hosts Chelsea. That will be a very cool game to watch as well. I'll start off with the fixtures I've chosen to talk about this week. Manchester City against Southampton. I think Manchester City look like a very, very threatening team at the moment. They've registered 3 consecutive wins after the defeat in the first game against Tottenham Hotspur. They look really, really good. Pep Roulette, that this is going to bite me hard, hasn't really kicked into effect of late so far. But, with the Champions League starting this week, that could well change. People now be shooting me in the comment section below. And Man City are one of the teams with a higher XG than most other teams this week. In game week 4, they registered in a single game an XG of 2.75, despite only scoring 1 goal against Leicester over the weekend. It was one of the higher XG numbers registered by a single team last weekend, which is very, very good. Southampton has one of the highest expected goals conceded stat of the whole Premier League so far, 6.57, averaging a 1.64 expected goals conceded per game. And also, in terms of scoring stats for Southampton, their expected goal stats is just over 1 per game, per 90 minutes. So, and coming to the Etihad won't be the most easiest for Southampton. Therefore, a clean sheet for Man City is looking very, very likely. Like Amir said about some options such as João Cancelo. I have Jack Grealish. I think I'll be expecting a few points from him this week. Else, Man City assets that we have so far, that people will have. Ferran Torres, that's one to look out for. Southampton assets, I don't have much of them. Tino Livramento, which got me a clean sheet last weekend, but I don't think I'll be using him this week. What do you guys think about Man City and Southampton?
Yeah, I think Man City are on a good form right now. They're a free scoring team, and as you said, the Pep Roulette hasn't really gone into effect because he's named 3 consecutive unchanged lineups. I think for the first time in his Man City career.
In a long while.
Yeah, probably most likely. So yeah, I think the usual names are up there: Jack Grealish, Ruben Dias in defense, Ferran Torres at the moment. All good shouts for Fantasy Premier League. And we also have to look at the Champions League game tonight to see who does well, because they also might start on Saturday. So yeah, we'll be looking out for that.
Shami, what do you think about Ilkay Gundogan?
I think he's one of the valuable assets from Manchester City. To be honest, he's like one of the leader in in the squad, I would say. So, but for him to be playing, if he was playing in the Champions League, I was very unlikely for him to be playing for the upcoming game, because since Southampton's not, it's not really a hard team to beat for Manchester City, since they are in a free scoring team. So he probably ended up sharing with Foden, but Gundogan is probably the one we should be looking for if he's playing or not in the Champions League tonight. But if he's not playing, then he's very unlikely to be playing for the Southampton game for sure.
Well, Ilkay Gundogan has averaged 2 shots on target per 90 minutes throughout the Premier League season so far, and he's priced at 7.4, I believe. Amir, is that right? Man City fan, 7.4. Yeah, no, 7.3, 7.3. A lot cheaper now. Although he's only registered 1 attacking return throughout the whole season so far. Let's move on to Shami's fixture that he's chosen this week. Not Liverpool. Brighton against Leicester.
Oh yeah, I don't know, man. Honestly, but Brighton's Leicester is gonna be one of the interesting one. I would say it's like Leicester have been not doing so well in the past couple of weeks, and with Brighton's raising up their games and beating teams, getting clean sheets, it's really like we're intrigued to see if Leicester could stop their curse of losing, and get back to who they were, as Leicester are really expected to be like in one of the top 6, top 8 at least, to be in the top teams in the Premier Leagues. But if they're not really showing their true selves, I don't think like Brian Roy is gonna be staying that long, to be honest, with their expectation and stuff. So we have to see. It's really intrigued, actually, with Leicester is to be one of the highest goal expected throughout the whole 5 weeks. So it's really interesting, to be honest, seeing Leicester's defense losing out on their defense. So it's really something I want to see.
Well, Leicester City has won 2 games, but also has lost 2 games in this Premier League season so far, with defeats to West Ham and Manchester City. Shami, what assets stand out to you this week that makes you want to target them? Looking at the likes of Harvey Barnes or something like that?
Honestly, I'm not really looking for Leicester's asset, to be honest, because they're not really in good form in terms of attacking. But I'm more looking in Brighton's, actually, in their defense, as they have like 4 point something for goal expected, which is to be one of the lowest, if I'm not mistaken, in terms of who they are. Like they are to be in the mid-table team, but they are one of the highest in terms of not conceding a lot of goals. And the Sanchez, Brighton's goalkeeper, is one of the players that I keep holding on since the first game week, and he seems to be showing his skills in between the sticks for Brighton. So yeah.
Amir, is this fixture going to be one that stands out to you, Brighton against Leicester?
I don't know. I feel like there's gonna be a 0-0 draw. It has the 0-0 written all over it.
Robert Sanchez!
Benefit, win-win either way.
Yeah.
I think we all have Robert Sanchez as our goalkeeper, apart from, I believe one of us has Raya.
Yeah.
That's you.
Yeah.
Kami.
It's me.
Oh, you. Okay.
Raya. Yeah.
I have Sanchez, right?
Okay. So I think we know why Shami's picked that fixture. Yeah, let's talk about your fixture this week. Moving back to the 3 p.m. kickoffs. It's the other game at the Merseyside, Liverpool against Crystal Palace. A lot of Liverpool assets have very, very good records against Crystal Palace. I remember that 9-0 game that Liverpool sunk on Crystal Palace at the Selhurst Park, or is it not 9-0, 7-0, 7-0. It was like something like Mohamed Salah coming off the bench to score a hat-trick.
One of the crazy game also.
It was last season.
Yeah, it was last season.
But anyways.
Salah scored a brace.
Yeah, Salah scored a really good
He scored a
brace.
brace in that game.
Anyways, enough of that. Why have you chosen Liverpool? Salah?
Salah, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and they're playing at Anfield against a Crystal Palace side. So expect a lot of points from the Liverpool players there, especially Mo Salah. He's always consistent in FPL for the past 3 years now. And for defense, Trent Alexander-Arnold, because not only does he get clean sheet points, but he's also a very attacking-minded player. And Trent also has the most chances created this season in the top 5 leagues, I believe. So yeah, those two are like ones to definitely have in your teams. As far as other players go, Mane could be a shout, because he scored against Leeds, and he's looking to bring back his form from the last 2 seasons. And Sadio Mane will be determined to get back his old form, and I think against Crystal Palace, it's a good chance for him to score some points.
Charmy, will you be looking out for this fixture, Liverpool Crystal Palace? Finally.
Pardon?
Crystal Palace Liverpool?
Yeah.
Yes? Yes or no? Yay or nay fixture?
It's a yay. I would say it's a yay. For Liverpool, it's a yay. But not for Crystal Palace. Yeah.
Good luck.
For those
I think one of us has not on this Zoom right now, but one of us has Guaita as goalkeeper. I believe MQ has Guaita as goalkeeper. Which is sad for him.
He's gonna lose.
Oh well, let's move on to our next section of this podcast. At the moment, we're going to be talking about our Twitter question. So on to our Twitter question for this week. The much controversial within the FPL community, Demarai Gray against Abdoulaye Doucouré, both players from Everton. Similar price point, of I think Doucouré was 5.0, if I'm not mistaken. And Gray has increased his price value to 5.7 after receiving 3 attacking returns in the last 4 games. Well, there's only been 4 games. Should Gray owners make that sideways moves if they have a luxury transfer? I doubt anyone has a luxury transfer this week, with likes of Antonio and Bamford being out. Not Bamford. Dominic Calvert-Lewin being out. But anyways, back to Demarai Gray. What do you guys think of Demarai Gray? I think very, very important.
I honestly haven't seen much of him. He came from Leverkusen, right? Bayern Leverkusen.
Yeah.
And before that, was in Leicester.
Yeah, he was in Leicester, and he kind of like shines through like Jesse Lingard, like last season. What do you guys think? Do you guys like him? Are you guys attracted to him? Well, not in a literal sense, but you know what I mean.
I mean, for me, I think this one, I'm actually kind of interested in him, to be honest. Like, he's like one of the attacking. He's starting to get more attacking, more attack in the Everton lineup, and he's trying to show his true potential that what he has made for and what he has been working hard on. But the thing is, the more you go, what was the other one? Sorry,
Abdoulaye Doucouré.
Yeah, he has like three assists and 1 goal, and it seems like to be one of the main player for Everton. It seems like, but I'm not. But since he's not really like center attack midfielder or anything, but he's more like a defensive type player. But he goes up and attack once in a while. But I would say I'm more likely to be Gray, as he seems to be he has actually an attacking player more than so. But I haven't really looked into it, to be honest. But we'll see, to be honest, in the next few games.
Demarai Gray, is he someone that should be in your team? Or is he a trap walking in? You're walking into a trap.
I don't think it's a must, a player that you must have, but I think it wouldn't be such a bad idea if you do have him, because he's got 3 goals on the trot now, 3 games in a row, 1 goal. So I think he'll be looking to continue his fine run of form, and like Shami said, I think he offers a more attacking threat than Abdullah Doucouré. And Everton are playing Aston Villa away. So it could be a favorable match, and the game after that, Everton are playing Norwich, and that's the game that I think we should look out for both these players.
Okay. So yeah, Everton have got a really, really good run of fixtures coming up for the foreseeable future for Everton, and although they do play Manchester United in a few games, will Everton assets in general be somewhat fit Everton assets in general? Will they fit the bill for you guys? Would you want to get them in at some point?
Like one of the Everton assets?
Yeah, one of the Everton assets. Perhaps a Gray.
Probably. I mean, with Cristiano Ronaldo is in my team, for example, right? I don't really have enough fun to get any of the like star player like Richarlison or David Calvert-Lewin, but I would say there are like one of the players that I would like to look out for, as I want since Badarama is showing too much on his form, which is dropping his form at the moment. But in the Norwich game for Everton, probably be a lookout, especially for Gray, I would say, if he's doing well in the upcoming game.
Oh well, Demarai Gray must be a must-buy, and then let's move on to the next section in this podcast where we talk about our players that we'll be getting in this week. Now, so game week 4, then we have 1 free transfers, but we have so many players to pick from this week. Let's talk about some of the FPL options that we are looking at this week, or trying to remove from our teams this week, and possibly avoid walking into those traps that we always walk into from time to time. Starting with the players that we should get in, I believe we should get Rafinha in. He's got a really good he's got really good underlying stats. He's got an expected return per 90 of 0.33. Therefore, 1 in 3 games, he's going to give in 1 return. And that was noting, very important, that those stats were registered when they were playing Manchester United and Liverpool as two of their first 4 games of the season. So they had a very, very tough start to the season. Now, Leeds United have reached into a new patch, easier set of fixtures. First of all, starting against Newcastle, Freddie Woodman, come on. He's not even the first choice keeper for Newcastle. I expect a few goals here and there for Rafinha and Bamford. Although I would go with Rafinha more over Bamford, depending on what your circumstances are. That's why I picked Rafinha this week. And Leeds have very, very good run of fixtures until game week 15. Therefore, if you're on a wild card, good for you. You don't have a wild card. That's good for you. Yeah. Nothing else more to say. Rafinha, music to your ears. No? Anyone want to disagree with me?
No, I think I agree with you. Actually, these we're playing with one of the top hard teams, but now they're having an easy one. Probably gonna get more points than they should getting. So yeah, Rafinha probably is one of the good choice, I would say, and Bamford if anyone wants to sell out Antonio. But yeah, it's one of the players that you should reconsider.
Amir, is
No,
Rafinha under your
defeats.
reconsideration?
He might be. Yeah, good player. For Leeds, offers a very good attacking threat. Can can get assists, can get goals, and he's proven it last season. And I think in the next few fixtures, he's the ones to watch.
Oh well, Rafinha looks good. And moving on then, to Amir's player, Cristiano Ronaldo. Although I don't know how you're going to get to him with his high price point of 12.5 million fantasy pounds. We know why Cristiano Ronaldo is a very, very good option, but tell us again, why is Cristiano Ronaldo a good option?
I mean, it's Cristiano Ronaldo. He's inevitable, and it's as much as it pains me to talk about him, considering that I thought for sure he was going to come to Man City for a period of time. He's like one of the best players in the world, and even at his age of 36, he scored twice on his debut back at Old Trafford. He scored a goal yesterday against the Young Boys, in which they lost. So that's 3 games and 2 goals, and he's definitely going to be starting against West Ham this weekend. And I'm confident that he's going to get points in this weekend's fixture.
Yeah, this week against we'll find it a little bit harder to break down against West Ham. West Ham are a good side, but it's Cristiano Ronaldo we're talking about. Let's move on to the Cristiano Ronaldo owner. Do you like Cristiano Ronaldo? Or okay, let me rephrase the question. How long will you keep Cristiano Ronaldo for?
I have Cristiano Ronaldo, and I think I'm gonna keep it that way. But to be honest, I mean Cristiano Ronaldo is one of the star player for Manchester United. It's always gonna be starting for Manchester United. So removing him probably one of the dumbest choice anyone could do, unless they want to switch to Bruno Fernandes. But I think Ronaldo has more would benefit everyone even more than Bruno Fernandes, I would say. So and also haven't keep him. So I think he's gonna be staying there for a while. So I don't think he's gonna get injured since of his 22 years old of body. I don't think he's gonna be getting any injuries anytime soon. Even though he's 36-year-old, he's gonna stay playable, I would say.
Oh well, Cristiano Ronaldo is already owned by 39.2% of the managers in the FPL community so far. We're gonna stick with you. You want to get in Martial this week. His price has already gone up to 4.6 million, and already 272,000 managers around the world have already got in Martial. Tell us why Martial is a very, very good FPL pick right now.
I mean, he is. I think he's one of the consistent player, I would say. I mean, I haven't really watched Wolves playing a lot, but I think he's been one of the most consistent player one. He's been playing it's 90 minutes the past 4 games, being one of the highest playable players for the Wolves defense, and he was having a good game in game week 4. So I don't think it's any issue of him not performing that well again for next season. Probably keeping a clean sheet, hopefully. But he is one of the cheapest option to get, and also as consistent and playing every games under the new boss Wolves. So I think he would show his promising of why he being in Wolves, I would say.
I mean, Martial is playing under right wing under Bruno Lage. Do you think that will benefit him in terms of his FPL attractability?
Oh, I think he would. I mean, like it's still early to say anything, to be honest. Even though he did well in one game to get a lot of points for FPL owners, but I think once he get used to the Premier League, he would do quite well, I would say.
Oh well. Amir,
Yes.
underlying stats wise, people would prefer buying Nelson Semedo, who's worth just 0.3 more expected. Martial only has expected returns per 90 of 0.12, whereas Semedo has 0.36 in terms of his expected returns. For someone who plays as a defender, do you think he becomes a genuine? Would you buy Semedo or would you buy Martial for the money you're paying for? Because there's a very interesting debate that we have in FPL at the moment.
I think it's a hard choice picking between the two. I think Semedo playing as a right back. I think he offers more of a threat, slightly more of a threat than Marcel. And I think considering the fact that he's also Portuguese, he has that bit more of a chemistry than Marcel. But either way, it's a difficult pick because both are very decent players indeed.
Oh well, Semedo is 4.9, Martial is 4.6, and both are heavily bought so far within the FPL community. Moving on to some shells this week, then I will start off with Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Yesterday quoted out to be out until for the next 2 to 3 weeks, dating him until the return of game week 7, which is against Manchester United, a very tough fixture coming up. Everton have got really good fixtures that Calvert-Lewin will be coming in for. They have Aston Villa this week and then Norwich the next week, which most owners of DCL would say that they want DCL to register some attacking returns, but that won't appear more if he's injured. DCL guys, a must sell.
I'm not entirely sure. Honestly, I feel like since he's injured, right, I don't think it should be someone should be selling and get someone who's more reliable at cheapest price. So I think your choice of selling him, I think I'll agree to it. If I have DCL, I'd rather sell him and get someone else who probably even would show more attacking return as a striker, I would say. So yeah.
Yeah, DCL. Amir, you don't have DCL, don't you? None of us do, right?
I don't.
No.
But if since he's injured right now, I think it's not a bad idea to sell him. I think it's a good idea to sell him. But when he does come back from injury, I think he will be another one that you should consider getting in, because he had a good start to the season, and he already proved it last season that he's a certain goal scorer for Everton. And I think with the new reinforced midfield that Everton has this season, I think they can supply Calvert-Lewin with more goals in the future, hopefully, when he does come back.
Yeah, DCL, his price is going to drop down from the 8.2 that has been risen up to that time. Moving on to Amir.
Yes.
Eric Dyer.
Mhm.
has been mediocre of late, especially and got injured against Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
I believe that's why you're selling him.
Yeah,
We're
that's
selling
the
injured
obvious
players,
reason.
aren't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's the obvious reason because I did bring him in 2 game weeks ago after Spurs got consecutive clean sheets, and the first game week I brought him back was a success, but unluckily he did get injured, and he is out against Chelsea. And I mean, if he was playing against Chelsea, I don't think he'd be in my starting 11 anyways.
Spurs have a really, really tough run of fixtures coming up for Crystal Palace. They've got Chelsea this week and then a North London derby with Arsenal coming up. Zami, Eric Dyer, sell, agree or to agree or disagree?
I would say is one of the players that I really want to sell. I have Eric Dyer in my team, and his injuries could affect the could affect him and could affect the Tottenham's defense. And him selling him probably would be a good idea. I would say I was actually planning to sell him. It's one of the players I want to sell, but due to funding, I'll probably have to keep him for the next game until I can really sell him. So yeah, I would agree with Amir of selling him off and get someone else better.
I mean, Dyer is worth 4.6 FPL pounds. Easy move to another cheap defender, like you talked about Marshall there, or Ben
yeah.
White. Ben White, that would be very, very interesting. Or a cheaper player like Tino Livramento, like I do. You know my obsession with him has been quite fraudulent. Shami, you went for Antonio to sell this week.
Yes, I am. I mean, it's kind of an obvious choice, I would say, because I mean, it's kind of he's not playing for the next game, and keeping him probably would burden the whole team, I would say, and you could just get someone better. And get someone better, probably like Benford as a replacement, I would say, and that would place him for the next game and get more points. And yeah, I think it's probably a good choice, I would say, for changing him to someone else like Benford. Yeah.
I wouldn't agree with that. I wouldn't, because I think people who sell Antonio will just be, too desperate, too impatient, because he's in. Remember that he's suspended. He's not injured. For Antonio.
Yeah. Not bad. Not bad.
So he's gonna come back the very next week, and the key to Antonio is that he doesn't get injured. That's the good cheat code, and the fact that he's West Ham are playing Manchester United anyway would prove to me that he wasn't going to get much attacking return. So you might as well just use someone that you have on the bench, providing if you have bench options. Well, let's move on to. Well, Amir, would you agree or disagree before we move on?
With selling Mikel Antonio.
Yeah.
Well, how long is the suspension? 3 games?
One.
Right? Game. If it's 1 game, I don't think you should sell him because you can just keep him on the bench for the next game week and the game week after he's back. And considering the extraordinary form he's on, I think it's inevitable that he's gonna be back scoring goals for West Ham.
All right, let's move on to some debate players then. Traps that we should avoid walking in. Conor Gallagher. Crystal Palace have very, very tough fixtures coming up, and although his underlying stats are very, very strong, expected return of 1.34. So far, Conor Gallagher's got a very, very flying start for Crystal Palace. But it's very, very important to note that Crystal Palace have got really, really tough fixtures coming up. 2 games in the next 3 are with Liverpool and Leicester. And although the less difficult game is against Brighton, Brighton are known to be one of the harder defences to break through. To see how many clean sheets that Robert Sanchez has already got in the opening fixtures. And for the managers who are looking for a game week 7 wild card, I don't think he'll get any attacking returns, so you might as well just avoid him until then. What do you guys think about Conor Gallagher?
Yeah, I would say someone he should avoid. But if you have him in, probably put it in the bench and just not play him for the next 2 games. But I would say if not having him, if not having him in the list or in the team, probably someone should avoid at the moment until the Crystal Palace can have a good team to play against, where Gallagher can get a really good form and really good points, I would say. I mean, his form is really good, not gonna lie, but against the top teams in the Premier League, probably very unlikely for him to get really massive points. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Amir, Conor Gallagher?
I honestly think it could be a hit or a miss. So if you're looking to sell him or if you're looking to avoid him, it's fine. If you're looking to transfer him in, I think it will be the worst idea because he has got attacking returns in his last 2 games, getting 15 points and getting 8 points again against Tottenham Hotspurs. And to be honest, I don't really know much about him. I haven't watched him a lot, so I can't really say much about him. But looking at his previous 2 games, I don't think avoiding him isn't a bad idea, basically.
Well, let's move on to your avoid, Amir. Paul Pogba.
Yes, sir. I've gone for Paul Pogba to avoid. So he has he's one of the most transferred in this game week. Currently at 280,000 managers getting in, and I've chosen Pogba. I obviously people are getting him in because he's been getting the assists for United, 7 assists in his last 8 assists in FPL terms actually in his last 4 games. But I've chosen him because I think Pogba doesn't offer that consistency that for the rest of the season basically. And I think that Pogba is just one of those players that when you expect him to perform, that's where he goes missing. So yeah, and I think the assist run at the moment, I don't think it's going to continue, if I'm being honest. But what do I know? Anything can happen in FPL.
Tell me, Paul Pogba, will you
Yeah,
spend your how much is he worth? 7.8 fantasy pounds on Paul Pogba?
It's a 50-50 mixed feeling, I would say. I mean, he's really showing his consistency in the past 4 games, you know. But him getting more after this, I don't really see it happening, to be honest. Because he's more like an underlying midfielder where he's mostly in the midfield that don't really do much, just creating chances. But getting an assist is probably either luck or just, I don't know, right time, right moment, I would say. So, yeah, he probably one of the players that I should avoid if I want to get him for 7.8. So I'm probably not gonna waste that much. I'd rather get Gundogan from Manchester City and then getting him.
Well, your Paul Pogba is already transferred in by over 284,000 managers have already transferred in Paul Pogba this week, and his price has increased just today as well. Speaking of a player that won't increase his price very, very soon, in fact, he might decrease in price, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang of Arsenal finally scored a goal, finally, for in the season so far. Mr. Arsenal fan, let's talk about you talk about Pierre Aubameyang.
It's just hard to just say the truth, honestly, but yeah, I would say Aubameyang, even though he just scored, it was an easy goal, just tap in. But I would say someone he actually one player that I should avoid, as he's not really showing a consistency that much, and it's really hard to predict anything. Yeah, and him causing like what, 10 million?
9.9.
9.9. Oh, yeah. Someone that expensive, probably someone that should not really even in the team, honestly. I mean, anyone who have it and get points, just lucky, I would say. But at that price and expecting to get a lot of points is probably it's not really a good idea. And coming from Arsenal fan, it's not really a good idea. Yeah. I mean, he may or may not get points, but
yeah,
we'll see.
Will you agree, Amir?
Hard to say really, because about Aubameyang, he's shown it before that he can score goals, but this season, I don't think I do think Aubameyang is one to avoid. Mainly because of the consistency, and he's also getting old, and he's not showing his how clinical he is. Like he was 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and also considering this Arsenal team is in a disastrous position for this season. Yeah, I don't think Aubameyang will be getting a lot of points, and it's quite expensive as well, isn't it?
Yeah, 9.9 million of your fantasy pounds going to be hard spent on here, Eric Aubameyang. But at least he's on the score sheet now in this Premier League, and so is Arsenal. Speaking of score sheets, let's talk about our players that we hope to be in their score sheet coming up this week, our captaincy picks. On to our captaincy picks then this week. Another cause for debate, not as wide as what it was last week, but this week we still have differing opinions. Starting off with Shami, you've went for Ronaldo against West Ham, despite knowing West Ham is a very, very tough team to break down.
Oh, he went for Salah. I went for Ronaldo.
All right.
Yeah.
Right, so we start that again then.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't differentiate both of your voices.
Wow, dude.
That's embarrassing, right? Okay, it's embarrassing. You should just wing it, to be honest. Just make some bullshit up. Right. Onto our... Right. Totally not the second take. Onto our captaincy picks then this week. Difference of opinion. Let's start off with the guy that's, picked... Well, that he's got less picks in terms of the captaincy. Cristiano Ronaldo. You're the branch of different opinions this week.
Yeah.
Amir?
So Cristiano will be my captain this weekend for the game at the London Stadium against West Ham, and I've picked him because I've mentioned this before. It's Cristiano Ronaldo. He's inevitable, and again, 3 goals in 2 games in his first 2 games back at Man United, and he doesn't seem to be slowing down at the moment. And yeah, I think Ronaldo will get me the points. this weekend. But I'm not saying Salah is a bad pick by any means. By the way,
I find it interesting how you have him, but you're not going to captain him.
I mean, I feel as a gamble, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a gamble. Why are you not captaining Ronaldo, Charmy?
I mean, I picked Salah as the personal captain this week because I feel like Liverpool will having an easy fixture against Crystal Palace, and Salah is bound to get any goals or assists. As I mean, he doesn't have any really anyone to be against him. Actually, Shaqiri left for Lyon, so I don't think him staying in the starting lineup is gonna be constant. Where in Ronaldo case, he may get like a goal, but I think Salah will get more, like a goal and assist. Yeah. So and Crystal Palace defense is quite weak in my opinion. So I don't see it having an issue of not captaining Salah, as we can get points that we need it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I will be a Salah captain this week. I think Crystal Palace is just. I hope at Anfield, Crystal Palace is just a fixture that you shouldn't really be rejecting as the captain. Although we have other outside captaincy picks as well, such as Lukaku, if you guys have him, or Bamford and Rafinha. That might be interesting to captain against, and Man City assets as well. But yeah, what do you guys think about those? Just briefly.
I would say, like Amir said earlier, it was like a gamble. So, and like Lukaku, he's been on fire at the moment, scoring 2 goals last week, and I don't see him having an issue of him not starting next game, to be honest. And I don't think Tuchel really want to switch him with Werner, who isn't really a goal threat. But I think Chelsea would once in a while change it to Werner as a starting striker. So I mean it's not a bad choice, but it's on. But where for Salah and Ronaldo, those players are gonna be 100% stay consistent in the lineup. So I don't think he will be changing anytime soon. So keep. So but it wouldn't be a problem, but it wouldn't be an issue of captaining those players like Bamford, Kaku, and Rafinha. They but yeah, we'll see.
Me?
I think Lukaku for me goes in the same category as Ronaldo and Salah at the moment, as you could say undroppable. Because obviously Lukaku, he's also had a good start. Likewise with Ronaldo at United, Lukaku has been very good at Chelsea at the moment. He's one of the best strikers in the world. He scored 2 last weekend, and scored last night against Zenit in the Champions League. And I think in the London Derby this weekend, he's gonna have that extra motivation to play better, score goals. So yeah, I don't think Lukaku is a bad choice, and it's also a good alternative to Salah and Ronaldo.
Yes, coming up this week. Although alternatives are important, it's always very, very important to look out for those tiny margins that can separate victory and defeat in FPL. Every point counts. Thank you guys for coming on this video this week. Game week 4. Best of luck to you guys. If you do want to join us to play against FPL against us this week, in from now and the future, the league to join is down here below. 55 AQS 0. That's 55 AQS 0. Follow the links in the socials below. All the details are in the banner as well, and also link to go and get there is in the description as well. if you like a video, if you like the video, if you want to subscribe, click here. If you want to watch the latest video, click here. This new thing on the Google, on YouTube. Any last words before you leave?
Good luck to all FPL managers.
What he said. Yeah. Good luck to all. Stay safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wish you the best of luck. I mean, hopefully you have more fortune this time. Goodbye.